Carl Training and Performance Center. Just getting ready to do a class, morning class on Thursday, OP class. I wanted to go over 2 quick submissions from side control. So talking a little bit about side control. If I'm just holding position, I tell my guys I like to, generally me personally, there's a lot of different ways of holding control. I like to get head and arm control, which means one, I have an underhook, my arm's underneath his arm, my other arm is underneath his head. It allows me to apply a lot of shoulder pressure over here and make it uncomfortable for my opponent. Right? A lot of times a guy on the bottom is going to try to frame my face to try to create space and get an underhook himself. Okay, so if I'm over here and he's pushing, looking to push up, I'll take my hand and I'll just hit his elbow and lower my head at the same time. As he's framing up, try to just shuck his arm by. As soon as I get his arm by, my hands come together in a meatball grip and my head goes down to the mat. Right? I want to take advantage of this. I don't want him to be able to pull his arm back. If I'm just here, he can pull his arm right back in front of my face. All right, so if he's framing over here up like this, I'll take I'll use like a C cup, all right, calls like a C cup, making a C. And I'll push in one shot and lower my head, all right? As soon as I get here, my head drops right to the mat. This way I know he can't get his arm back, all right? So I start getting a good position for a head and arm choke, right, or an arm triangle. But I need to get my body to the other side. Right? If I'm really lazy with this and I just step over here, he's going to grab my leg to half guard. Now I need to worry about getting my leg free, and I'm not going to be able to finish the submission. So the transition that I like to do when I get here is I'll take my right knee on his stomach, all right, and I'll come with my right knee here. I'll drive all the way through the mount, and then what I'll do is I'll do the same thing with my left leg. I lift my hips up and I put my knee across his stomach. The same way like a baseball slide, all right? Here I'll come all the way down and I'll sprawl my hips. Once I sprawl my hips, I'm gonna keep my hips on the mat. I don't wanna lift up. My head stays low, all right? My head stays low, not all the way up like this. My head stays low on the mat, all right? Here I'm gonna turn on my toes like a clock, all right? Little bit of turn, and steady pressure with the squeeze. Do this correctly, it shouldn't be a neck crank, it should really be a choke, all right? It's a blood choke where the guy just kind of phases out slowly, all right? So, discussing the submission one last time, all right? Starting in side control over here. Again, I like to have head and arm control, really good to hold position. Guy on the bottom's trying to frame underneath. I'll take that C cup, pop his arm up, lower my head, right back up, head to the mat. All right? I hold my meatball grip the entire time here. All right, palm to palm. From here, start bringing my right knee over. All right, come over to the mount, lift my hips up a little bit, cut my left knee over. All right, I don't like to sit through here. All right, if I sit through, it lifts my head up. All right, lifts my head up, and he can possibly bring his arm back. So when I keep my head here and I cut over, all right, I immediately go right back down to my hip. All right, all the way down, hips on the mat. Not up like this, no knees on the mat, right, hips all the way low. Take my toes, turn like a clock. Couple steps, tight squeeze. All right, arm triangle from side mount, all right? Let me give it a shot. Any questions or comments, just leave it below. Go train. Go train.